Okay, so what we had in the beginning here, you had this little idea of like of two chords, E major 7, F sharp minor 7, flat 5,
Mhm.
and trying to figure out where to go. And what you liked about it was that it feels like this loop that uh, you want it to keep looping. You want it to feel like it doesn't really have a sense of center, that's major or minor. And so there's a lot of different schools of thought on how to go about this. And one of the things we were thinking about is just picking a chord and targeting the chord to then apply the theory. So, for instance, if we're here and we could think about, all right, E major 7. Well, where what if we're in major? If we feel like we want to go to major, does it feel like that's supposed to be, or what chords are in major? So we know that if we're in major, that's either the 4 chord or the 1 chord. And if it's the 4 chord, then B is the 1 chord. But maybe we really don't like that.
Mhm.
Kills the mood. It kills the mood of the loop. Okay, well, in that case, maybe this is the 1 chord, right? And then we're just raising the root of that 1 chord. So then that becomes a dominant. So that's an option. That's now the 5 chord, right? So you could try that. You could be thinking in E major or go up to the 2 chord in E major. Right? So that's an option. And then the other sort of attached idea was, let's say we picked the same chord, we'll think in minor. So in that case, this is either the flat 3 or the flat 6 major 7. And you could kind of play around with that in G sharp minor. And then you sort of like that, where we're hanging on the flat 7 of minor. And then the real question was sort of like, which I feel is more of the overarching wisdom, is like, where does it feel like it's really centered, and where does it feel like you want to go? And so to me, I'm going to argue that even though these chords are diatonic to G sharp minor, that we're not actually in G sharp minor, because it feels like if I had to do that progression, it sort of
Mhm.
feels like I'm ending here, right? To me, my ear, I mean, maybe you would agree, but this feels like the center. E major feels like the center.
Mhm.
So what is that? If this is the center and we have chords that are major 7, chord that's, I'm just going to argue, if we mapped out these chords, that there's a minor 7, dominant 7, major 7, minor 7, flat 5. This is the chord that doesn't belong in the family of 4. So with that said, I'm thinking that, well, theoretically, that's sort of 1 flat 7, passing chord as a minor 7 flat 5, and a flat 6 major 7. I know that's a mouthful, but it feels like we're centered on this flat 6, in which case we're not really in G sharp minor. We're really in the 4th mode of B major, and we're like doing an E Lydian progression. That's to me what it feels like. It might be easier to think of the theory that you know to tile out in your mind that you're in G sharp minor, but to me it really feels like that's home. So I'm going to argue that's like an E Lydian progression that has a natural 6 passing chord in between it.